Have you ever watched Jurassic Park and wondered why the T-Rex didn't just gobble up Tim and Lex right away? That scene is terrifying. But when you look closer, there's some fascinating science behind the T-Rex's behavior. Today, we're diving deep into the paleontology and filmmaking magic that made that moment so believable and so incredibly tense. So, let's set the scene. The power is out, the fences are down, and the park star attraction is on the loose. The T-Rex approaches the Ford Explorer, its massive eye peering in at the terrified kids. It pushes the car, flips it over, and stomps on the roof. But it never goes straight for the kill. Why? The most famous explanation from the movie is that the T-Rex's vision is based on movement. Alan Grant's famous line, "Don't move. You can't see us if we don't move," has become legendary. This idea wasn't just made up for the movie. In the early 90s, when Jurassic Park was being made, there was a genuine scientific debate about the sensory abilities of dinosaurs. Some paleontologists hypothesized that certain large theropods, like T-Rex, might have had vision that was highly attuned to movement, similar to how some modern amphibians, like frogs, primarily detect moving prey. A frog can literally starve to death surrounded by dead flies because its brain doesn't register them as food. The movie took this concept and ran with it, creating one of the most suspenseful rules in cinematic history. So, did T-Rex really have vision based on movement? Well, modern paleontology has largely debunked this theory. By studying T-Rex skulls, scientists have been able to reconstruct the dinosaur's brain and sensory organs. The optic lobes, the part of the brain that processes visual information, were huge. Furthermore, the placement of its eyes on its skull gave it excellent binocular vision. Think about predators today, like eagles or lions. They have forward-facing eyes, which gives them fantastic depth perception. This is crucial for judging distances to pounce on prey accurately. T-Rex had a similar setup. Its eyes were positioned to give it an overlapping field of view, creating a 3D image of the world. In fact, studies suggest its binocular range was about 55 degrees, which is even better than a modern hawk's. This all points to a predator with incredibly sharp, powerful vision, not one that would be fooled by standing still. T-Rex would have seen Tim and Lex crystal clear, moving or not. So if the vision based on movement theory isn't accurate, what else was going on? Let's go back to the scene and analyze the T-Rex's actions from an animal behavior perspective. The first thing to remember is that this T-Rex is just broken out of its enclosure. It's in a completely new, unfamiliar environment. The flashing lights, the strange metal objects, the pouring rain, it's a sensory overload. Animals, especially large predators, are often cautious when encountering something they've never seen before. That Ford Explorer isn't prey, it's a weird, big, metal box. The T-Rex's initial actions aren't about hunting, they're about investigation and asserting dominance. It nudges the car, testing it. Is it a threat? Is it another rival dinosaur? It's trying to figure out what this thing is. When it pushes the car over and stomps on it, it's not trying to get to the food inside. It's a display of power, a way of saying, "This is my territory now, and I'm the boss." This is classic animal behavior. Think of an elephant pushing over a tree or a bear investigating a strange object in its path. It's about curiosity and establishing control over its surroundings. Another key factor is the difference between hunting and scavenging. The T-Rex has just been fed a goat. It's not starving. Predators don't hunt 24/7 when they're not hungry. They might not see everything as a potential meal. The T-Rex might have been more interested in exploring its newfound freedom than in immediately finding its next snack. The goat was easy, familiar prey. The kids in the car, they're small, hidden inside a strange, hard shell. It's a lot of work for a meal it doesn't even need yet. This brings us to another point, prey recognition. Predators have an ingrained search image for what they consider food. A lion looks for wildebeest, not tortoises. This T-Rex was raised in captivity and fed goats. Goats are its search image for food. Two small humans inside a metal box don't fit that image. It simply might not have recognized them as a food source at first. It's like offering a cat a head of lettuce. It might sniff it, bat it around, but it won't immediately recognize it as dinner. The T-Rex is essentially a giant, overgrown toddler exploring a new playground. It's playing with its new toys, the car's not actively hunting the people inside. Let's also consider the role of scent. The movie focuses on vision, but T-Rex had an incredible sense of smell. Its olfactory bulbs, the part of the brain responsible for smell, were enormous. It could likely smell prey from miles away. In the pouring rain, however, scents get washed away and diffused. The heavy downpour could have masked the scent of the kids, making it harder for the T-Rex to lock onto them as prey. The dominant smells would have been the rain, the wet earth, and the metallic, oily scent of the car. Again, the car is the most prominent and strange thing in its environment, drawing its attention. The filmmaking itself masterfully uses all these elements to build suspense. By establishing the movement-based vision rule, the film gives the characters a clear, understandable way to survive. It creates a simple but brilliant source of tension. Will they stay still? Can they control their fear? Every tiny movement becomes a life or death decision for the audience. When Tim accidentally shines the flashlight, it's not just a light. It's a moving object that triggers the T-Rex's predatory instinct, according to the movie's own rules. This makes the T-Rex's attack on the car a direct consequence of the character's actions, which is great storytelling. The sound design is also crucial. We hear the T-Rex's thudding footsteps, its deafening roar, the screeching of metal as it crushes the car. All of this emphasizes the dinosaur's immense power and the fragility of the humans. The focus is on the overwhelming physical presence of the T-Rex and its interaction with the vehicle, not on it trying to eat the people. The terror comes from being trapped and helpless as this giant force of nature toys with your tiny metal shelter. So, to sum it all up, why didn't the T-Rex just eat the kids? In the movie's universe, it's because its vision is based on movement, and Alan Grant's quick thinking saved them by telling them to freeze. This was a clever plot device based on a no-outdated scientific idea, but if we look at it through the lens of modern paleontology and animal behavior, the explanation becomes even more layered and realistic. The T-Rex was likely not desperately hungry. It was in a new, strange environment, making it cautious and investigative rather than immediately aggressive. It didn't recognize the humans in the car as its usual prey. Its primary focus was on the large, strange object, the cur, which it treated as a potential threat or a rival to be dominated, not a lunchbox to be opened. The pouring rain could have also masked the kids' scent, further preventing the T-Rex from identifying them as food. Ultimately, the scene is a perfect blend of scientific theory, animal behavior, and masterful filmmaking. It uses a simple, elegant rule to create unbearable suspense while also, perhaps unintentionally, portraying a surprisingly realistic depiction of how a large, intelligent predator might behave when faced with a completely alien situation. The T-Rex wasn't a mindless movie monster. It was an animal, curious, powerful, and territorial, and that's what makes that scene so timeless and terrifying. It feels real. What do you think? Did you always believe the movement vision theory, or did you have your own ideas? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into Jurassic Park, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos. See you next time.